Hello, and welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you wondering what Drakenmemoria is, well, it's Dungeons & Dragons, and more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons & Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, depending on where you are, through what you're watching this, there are suggestions either on the right or on the left. If not, well, it's because you actually want to be there, and no matter what the reason, we're glad that you're there. No one says nothing in the chat? No? Okay. Well, that's alright. I forgive you. Alright, well. I always keep thinking that I'm forgetting to say something, but...
My picture.
Oh, yeah, right. So as you can see, Tobiyashi doesn't seem to be there, but it's just his camera. Little problem, he's moving right now, and they decided to cut the internet prematurely. Yeah. So he has to use his phone, but in order to be with us through the entire session, it's only going to be his voice. So, yeah, well, actually, that's going to be fun, you know. During the break, you're going to be able to go buy something to eat and drink.
Get McDonald's, yeah, exactly.
Nice smoothie, you know. Actually,
yeah.
More be a frozen dessert. I could go for ice cream right now. But
Oreo McWhorter.
yeah, I've only had that once in my life. This is like ex-girlfriend. And no, don't worry, it's not because of that she became an ex, it's something else. Alright.
She juggled too much.
I wish that was a metaphor. Okay.
The circus moved away, that's what happened.
Okay, so, let's not name her also. Just in case she's watching. I doubt it, but just in case. So, well, that's about it. That's about everything we have to say before the game starts. That's what happened when you're a small channel. Speaking of small channel, if you want to make it bigger, I know I always say this at the end, but there's usually more people at the beginning and right after the break. You can follow us. You can also subscribe to us and give bits. That's all helpful. Yeah, that's about all the promotion we have in need. So, in case you're from Chaotic Calling, maybe you're here earlier, welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you. If not, well, welcome in advance. You usually join us half an hour to 3/4 of an hour in. And the rain you're hearing comes from ambiance mixer. And yeah, that's it. All of which are links below, so you can get to that. Anything you'd like to say?
I like chocolate and peanut butter.
I understand.
Together? Or are they separate?
I'd eat it together.
That's a
That's
fair
like
question.
peanut butter on bananas.
Okay.
It's getting elaborate now. We got peanut butter, we got chocolate and bananas. Damn. All right.
Like, let's not get too crazy. Adding 3 flavor profiles to one dish.
So, before we start talking about banana splits, let's get the game started. Alright, so, in previous episode, well, our party is mostly preparing itself for future quests that they don't know a lot about. They've had a little clue about what was going to happen. They know that the hunter is going to be looking for 3 trophies. And once they have been found and collected, that's where things are gonna get bad. But that's all they have. So right now, they're mostly left to their own device, figuring this out.
And talking to girls.
Well, yeah, that's mostly audience. Fisher's not doing a lot of effort toward that. Remy's not interested in that. Jorg, I don't know what to say about Jorg. Tobiyashi is tending to Tobiyashi is tending to his trauma. So
Yeah.
but that's
And here comes special guest, Earthworm Jim.
Yay! Don't get me started. I'm gonna sing if you do that. That's not pretty. But that's mostly what they've been doing. And today, apparently, is going to be a shopping. I was gonna say shocking episode. Shopping episode.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be shocking also. You don't know. So,
The only thing shocking is going to be the prices.
yeah, well, you know, that's a good point. That's the other thing I was forgetting to open. The shopping list for today. Okay.
Shopping. Let's go, girls.
Well, you know, Fisher is technically doesn't have a gender, but for everyone else, I think you're being slightly sexist. So, Jorg, Fisher, Remy, and Tobiyashi. Since we finished on you, and you're the only one who actually has something to do right now, because audience already left, and part of what happened has already been decided. I guess we're gonna just keep continuing with you. So audience, for you, it's gonna happen a little later on. I'm sure. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you wait until the second half of the episode. And since we're in the garden, I guess we should cut the rain because it's not raining indoors. So it's just gonna happen a little later. So
That's all good. I
Jorg.
got pizza.
Damn, now I'm hungry. Jorg, Tobiyashi, Remy, and Fisher. So, you're all together right now. You've just finished tending to the wounds of Tobiyashi, I believe. Well, physically, anyway. Audience has just discreetly left, saying that he had things to do, and left you all wondering what that was. But there he is, and he left, and he went through the door, and that's interesting. He's never done that before. So, what are you doing right now? It's still pretty early. Probably in the around 9 o'clock, 9:15, something like that.
All right. I think we discussed that we were gonna go see what, because we're going to go to the place where Fisher has to get his bodily upgrades first, and see if I could get it home for
How are you aware of that? I don't believe he has
not
even mentioned.
a game. No, not in a game. No.
I mean,
No. Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm misremembering, didn't we literally end last episode in the research quarter?
Yes, you had just
Yeah.
arrived.
Got-
Yes. I remember now. You have just arrived in there. You have noticed that there are several wardens currently moving about, writing things in books. You have noticed Theag, who is one floor above you, I believe. And few gnomes. Here in the research quarter, it's probably the only place where, when you look around, you actually see other creatures than gnomes and dwarves. The research quarter is probably the only one where you actually see humans and half-elves. But they're wearing the robes of the garden, so most likely researchers and student.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Before we do anything else, I turn around to everybody else, and I will say, I think it's only fair that I should do this. Is there a table nearby?
Yes. It's a
All right.
large
So,
research area, so it's really easy to find a table. If you don't mind pushing a few books out of the way, it's really easy to do.
oh, okay. So I say, all right, everyone follow me over here. I push some of the tables to the side, enough for the chest to be placed. And then I take it out of my satchel thing that I made. I will open up the chest right there, and I will say, since the only reason that I got this money is because you guys helped me to survive through the whole thing and be able to come back, I think that it's only fair that we split the money evenly. So I'm going to give you guys, I think it was 199 platinum pieces each.
Oh, I was hoping you'd do the same thing that you said before.
No.
When he thought he wasn't gonna be there, he said, "Well, share one gold pieces with everyone."
Yeah. That was my thought before, but then I was like, I wouldn't be here without them. So I explained that I wouldn't be here if you guys didn't help me survive through it. And then I start counting 199 gold pieces. So 999 platinum pieces divided by 5 would be 199 for all of us,
Damn.
including audience.
I'll take audience's share.
I was gonna say
Audience sneezes wherever he is. Someone's talking about me.
So there is a warden right next to us, right?
Most likely,
Or
one who is
a
researching something or transcribing something.
I turn to him after splitting the money up and giving it to everybody. I'll turn to him and say, would you be able to deliver something to a friend in the garden?
Most likely, although it is quite easy to just reach out to one of them. I believe you've been given an orb?
Oh, yeah, that is true. Well, I still need to get the money to him. All right, let's do that really quick. I'll
We
take
can
out
give it
the
to him
orb.
the next time we see him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Fisher.
just call him and tell him to take out as many loans as he can.
All right, I will. I take out my orb and I will try to ping. I'll start paging. I'll start paging. Audience.
All right, so you take out the orb and you find yourself not sure what to do with it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm looking at it. I'm like, looking at Fisher, looking back at the orb. Looks at Fisher, back at the orb.
Did nobody give you a instructional course?
Yeah, I didn't get any booklet or anything. I kind of just picked it up.
Aye.
Actually, I just want to imagine maybe like it just immediately recognizing like, oh, just like Ravi just like takes him by the hand and just starts like just doing the hand motions himself on the orb. so that he learns.
So
Okay.
all right. So you have chaotic calling already. Cool. So you have Remy taking your hand gently and making you trace a rune of some sort, maybe a sigil on the surface of the orb, and immediately from the orb you have an image of. Well, it's definitely one type of construct. You haven't encountered this one before. What you see is basically the armored head of a knight. So just the helmet. The helmet has a bit of a wedge shape toward the front, and then you can see two eyes in the slits. You hear a woman voice saying, "Hello, this is Sira."
Hi, this is Toby.
Oh, Tobiyashi. Yes, this is the first time you call. Is there anything I can do to help?
I'm trying to contact my my friend Audience.
Very well. Give me a moment. Wait for maybe 5-6 seconds.
Would you like to make this a collect call?
Where would you be, Audience, at that moment? So they had time to reach there. That's a bit of a long walk. So you'd probably just be finishing climbing the tower and arriving on the platform, walking on the platform to go to the rope bridge that is described.
Audience will pick up. Yes, this is Audience.
You see Audience's head appearing from the orb.
How close is it? Because does he look bug-eyed from how close it is to the orb?
No, it's a bit of an illusion that can be either inside or outside. So it's really just a illusory rendering of what the orb sees. So his head. If you want it discreet, it can be inside the orb. If you want it, it can be outside the orb.
Yeah, I'll be outside. I'll say, "Hey, Audience, hello."
Yes, hello.
Oh, no, okay. You'll have 199 platinum pieces waiting for you when you get back.
Oh, awesome, excellent. Thank you, Thank you so much. I will keep that in mind when I'm off to go do clothes shopping, and then Audience will hang out, giving no other reference of why he is clothes shopping.
As he hung up, I would just be right when he hangs up, I'm just still going on. I'm like, "Thank you for rescuing me. It means a lot to me not knowing he hung up." I'm like, "Thank you for coming safe."
You see Sira's face again, and well, that's very generous, but I believe that he has stopped listening.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for getting me to be able to contact him.
Oh, well, that's no problem. I am the logistic officer in the garden, so you will most likely always have to deal with me whenever you make a call.
All right, well, you have a wonderful day. I'm going to get back to what I was doing.
Very well. Please, would someone show him how to close this? I don't want to have the same problem as with Audience.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I got
Maybe
it.
just takes Tobiashi's
Raven's
hand
got it.
again.
I follow it.
Huh.
All right, you are
Is
shown.
Audience?
Yeah.
Is Audience gonna start wearing a shirt again? Be weird.
Maybe temporarily, but come on, not always. Jeez.
All right. We finish counting out the money. I give it all to them. I keep the 8% from everyone, and then the 0.8 that was off that nobody knows about, and then I say I'll go over, look at everyone. I bow. I say thank you guys for rescuing me, and do with the money as you wish.
Well, Toby, the cool thing about being a part of a party like ours, is that generally this money will go to
Charity.
keeping everybody more safe.
That's good.
Alive, if you will.
Yeah.
I see.
You can't spend money on things if you're dead. So
That is true. That's why I thought about giving you guys the money very hardly.
All healing potions. Just I have everything.
just instant.
Very
So-
hardly, he says.
Very hard. Very.
I don't want to ask you guys for some of your money, but seeing as this will benefit all of us, could we all pitch in a little bit to get some extra money for a diamond? They're kind of expensive.
That sounds like a good idea.
That does.
I mean, otherwise we could always go
it's only
the
300
way
gold
of
pieces. Never mind.
only
got
people
plenty
that
of cash.
pitch in for diamonds
Yeah.
will be resurrected if they die.
What about
Mhm.
I want to get
What?
another one of those orbs that we used.
Yeah, where
Fish know about that.
Uh-huh.
don't-
I'm assuming you're talking about a spell orb. You break it and good stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
full
got my
rest
own
heal.
one of those that I had to burn through.
Okay, yeah.
I
So, yeah.
guess we could think about it. But
All right.
right now, seeing as we're here, I'll introduce you to Theag and head upstairs.
All right.
Okay.
You go up.
Follow behind.
Right, yeah, you go up one flight of stairs, and I believe I told you briefly what she looked like. When you get there, you find yourself in front of Theag, and she has, like I said, blonde hair. She's a woman, definitely, but it's hard for you to tell if she's human or half-elven. There definitely are elven features, but there's a really odd clash between them, between what should be partly elven, if she's half-elf, what's human. It's an odd mix. She has the grace, she has the gentleness of the elves, but she feels a whole lot more human than any elves you've met. And usually there are things about half-elves that you would expect that just not there for her. So it's a bit of an odd mix, but she greets you with a warm smile. And are you saying something? Or are you waiting for her to say something?
Toby would wait for her to respond first, so I could respond after.
All right.
This is our new party member, Toby.
Ah, yes.
Toby, this is Theag.
I will mention
She's
it
the-
to Ilithane and Syrah. They'll make the modification to make sure that he is added to your party. And so everything will also be properly calculated for quests and possibly emergency evacuations.
I bow. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. I'm not sure if your friends have introduced me. I am Theag Dren.
It's nice to meet you, Thea. So
She's the smart one around here.
I see. So I guess we should get right down to the point. The reason I'm here is to I pull up my ball. No, I pull up my my little elemental in the ball, and I'll say I'm looking for a replacement or an even better home that can't be destructed like that. That can't be damaged like this one could. And then I show her the ball and little, I just throw the ball.
Well, that would be more something for crafters than me. I mostly deal with knowledge and faith. I'm sure you would be able to find someone in the commercial district who can probably fashion something for you. You could try the crafting area. A lot of dwarves. I'm sure they would be quite helpful in building something sturdy. Or you can try the research floor of the gnomes, but I would suggest to you use that as a last resort. You will definitely get something special if you go there. Whether it's going to be exactly what you want or not, that's the gnomes.
All right.
Because the other thing is, if I remember correctly, Toby, do you know much about this entity?
I do not know much about it. I would like to learn some more about it. Maybe get a book on it or something. Learn its language a little bit.
That's what I was thinking we'd come here for. Dag, if you or somebody here could possibly let us know a little more about what this entity actually is.
I open up the thing and kind of like put it out in my hand to show her what it is.
All right. Now, let's see. Can you ask, does it understand if you speak?
I'm assuming. I look at Remy. Remy, does it understand?
I'm actually trying to think back if it actually no, yes, he did. Yeah, it did understand. Remy nods.
I say, yeah, it does.
Well, then in that case, it shouldn't be too hard to figure this out. Come on, little friend. Maybe speak a few words, loudly and clearly, if possible. You feel the creature reverberate a little bit, and you hear this sort of hissing and just something that feels a bit like wind. Yes. Well, that's gonna be easier to find than I was expecting. Probably simply well, we'd have to get you to learn Primordial first. That's a bit hard to learn with just a book.
I can have Terranad learn it for me, or he already knows it, but I could have him make me know it, and then that would probably help you speed up the process.
Oh, well,
being able to talk.
That would definitely take care of the harder part of this, as pronunciation when you're reading a book, it doesn't necessarily go very well. You can read it and you can extrapolate what it should sound like, but having someone that can actually correct a person when they're talking is probably best. Well, in that case, all we need is a book on Primordial. She turns around and, would you please get me a book on Primordial? Let's start with something simple, something that someone can learn to speak the basic of the language. You see a warden just nod and leave.
Primordial for Neanderthals.
Primitive mammals.
Just gonna download Duolingo on your little orb.
He's going to be back with a book. So you will... I encourage you to seek the help of your friend Fisher as much as you can. It will be very useful to learn proper pronunciation. But this should be enough to establish a communication between you and your friend.
All right. Thank you very much. I bow again. Maybe one more thing. I'm not really sure what we're venturing off to go do next. Something about oh gosh, you forgot. It kind of look over to Fisher. What were we going to do again?
I mean, I have some stuff that were you talking about something else, or are you done with your stuff?
Our next quest.
I mean, there's some
Maybe just blinks and
like
just minor
artifact
illusions.
stuff. We haven't really figured anything out about it yet.
Maybe just minor illusions to the quest board,
Yeah.
which he hasn't seen yet, but
Yeah.
Tobiashi,
We haven't really got that
you
far
have
yet.
no clue what this is, but it looks like a large, transparent glass plane, and you see lights on them and words forming and moving, and that's really weird.
Okay, sorry about that. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I believe that one of your party member, I believe it was audience, has asked for a specific bard to be found in the island chain that you are traveling in. I believe it has something to do with learning more about this deity you've been hunting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
There are
I mean,
There are currently
Is
two
that-
adventurers looking for the bard. So, if you want to expedite things, you can always join the search. Otherwise, just have a little patience.
Yes, ma'am. I beg. I bow, and then I beg. I bow, and then I kind of like back up, waiting for the book to be done. I look through like the books that are on the table next to me, or something like that.
You take one book. You see. Hold on. Let's see. What sort of book do you pick up on the? Okay. My notes. So, what sort of book? Okay, so you look at a few books like that. It's gonna take a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and you start picking one book. And the first book that you pick, you immediately regret picking it because it's extremely arcane. You have no clue what it talks about. After half a page on that book, you can always try and make an arcane roll if you want. But you get the feeling that you're watching something that experienced mage should be reading, not monk.
Theoretical physics.
Yeah, I just perused around the books and then let Fisher and whoever needs to talk to her next go.
You do find one book that feels much easier to read. It's in common, and it's about plants that you can find in the in various island chain. Apparently, someone in the all of the adventurers is very knowledgeable about plants, and they've been sharing their knowledge.
All right, I'll continue to read that book then. While we wait.
All right. Which means Jorg, Remy, and Fisher.
Well, now that he's done, was anybody able to make any progress on the writing I gave you?
Ah, yes.
Terry's made-up alphabet.
Well, you only gave us a sample of the alphabet. That's very intriguing, but without an example of the writing itself, it's a bit hard to understand how the language work.
Yeah, fair
Raimi
enough.
just kind of like
I pull out the
slides
box.
out his own book.
You have Fisher that pulls out a box, and just as he's about to open it, you see Raimi taking a book out and opening it. And you see a whole lot of writings.
And this is why I wanted him here.
All right, well, that's definitely going to help. Do you mind leaving your book here for a few hours?
Raimi shakes his head and hands the book over.
All right. She takes it. She opens it. Ah, yes. Well, this is going to be very good example. Just give me a moment. She turns around, puts the book on the table, takes another book. This one looks completely empty. Makes a few gesture in the air, says something that feels like a prayer, and then suddenly you see all of the writing glowing in the book, lifting off the pages, swirling in the air, and just falling back on the other book and filling out pages after pages after pages. It's gonna take a few moments. You've written quite a lot. As she's just looking
Raimi
at
doesn't
you,
get tired of seeing this, and he's only seen it twice.
as she just keeps talking to all of you, you just see all of those writing go up in the air, float, swirl around, fall on the other book, and slowly you see the book copying itself.
And the other thing is, apparently, while I was having some trouble on my own, Terry started to communicate with smells.
Really? Oh.
Raimi, does that sound about right?
Raimi nods.
Well, that's definitely a original take on something that could be slightly hard to follow. But have you made any progress in deciphering this?
Raimi. I'm trying to think if this would be the case. Actually, he would probably at the very least just minor illusion what appears to be like a snippet from an astrology book, as like basically as someone has basically drawn how you would in the modern, how we do with like drawing constellations.
How does this relate to what your friend just said?
Raimi just, I guess, points at the moving text question mark being transferred over.
Oh, well, yes. Well, that's going to be easy to decipher. But your friend just said that the creature has learned to communicate using smells?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about in general. That's me above table.
Yeah.
In which case, Raimi would instead minor illusion just like the first page of the comprehend languages spell.
Okay. So, what have you learned?
And it's at this moment that Raimi struggles because he can't really necessarily repeat it, but he just starts minor illusioning a bunch of different foods that he can think of off the top of his head.
Very well. Well, apparently it's something that needs to be researched further. I'd love to have examples of this if you ever learn more, if you smell more.
I mean, I have him here. If you want to...
Well, of course I can, but I don't really know how to ask him to make a particular smell. It's going to take a little bit of time to get through the book and learn his language, so...
Just kind of does it.
That's fair enough.
Like if he sees
Raimi. Again, Raimi just keeps making the collection of food.
All right.
I'll place Terry and his box down on the table and then tap save.
Remy, I believe you'd have an opinion on the fact that Fisher is tapping the word safe?
Raimi just looks to Fisher and just shakes his head.
What?
Just, how would he communicate that idea?
If you want, I can
Obviously,
give you a
he's
few
moved
minutes.
past this level of communication, but so far it's all I've got. So,
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
All right, so like Raimi will just say, I don't think he fucking knows what you're talking about.
that's not surprising. I was kind of just hoping he'd make a smell as a response. Do I smell anything?
All right, so you tap safe. Is the box open right now or closed?
I'd open it.
All right. Is he outside of the box, or are you just the box open and all you can see is your face?
It's probably inside it.
So all you can
I
see
haven't
is your
taken him out.
face. You would... Well, you talk with tapping, so... He would return the same tapping.
That's not quite what I was looking for, but I guess it's something. Well, it seems like we're not really going to get anywhere until y'all have studied that enough, or a little more. In the meantime, a couple other things. Have you guys discovered anything else about the green gem he was so interested in that we brought in last time?
Oh yes, the gem. Well, it's actually quite a mysterious little trinket. We've only begun to understand the surface of its abilities. Mostly, it's made to peer inside of another shard, I believe is how you would call it. Something relating to aberration. I do believe that it acts both as a beacon and as a way to communicate would not be the proper word, but it is one way to attract someone's attention in a way that is distracting. if you want the gem back, we have sufficient reading to keep studying it for a while and everything that goes with it. We'll give you information as it finishes building up. But it appears that the original intent of this gem was to pierce this reality and go in another one. And then most likely try and capture something. Draw its attention and capture it. But there are multiple layers of abilities on this gem. And each layer seems to have been created and hidden. So with each new layer that we pierce, we can only see the next one, and so on and so on.
You said it. You referred to it kind of as a beacon.
It is a way to call it, yes. Definitely, if you have it near aberrations, they are going to be attracted to it, to you.
In that case, and I'll look to everybody else there, I think it would probably be a better idea to keep it here, as walking around with a beacon doesn't seem like a great idea.
Very well. It does seem to have a bit of an hypnotic effect on them. Mild, but still.
We just if it proves to be too dangerous, we can throw it in audience's thing.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of worried.
On your side,
I mean,
audience, you
if
don't
we-
know why. You just keep feeling that someone keeps talking about you. It's weird. You've never felt so solicited before.
It's like, that's all they do, just talk about me when I'm not there. I guess I'm also worried about, if we keep it on us and it's just going to be messing with Terry the entire time.
Well, that is entirely possible. Leaving it entirely up to you. It's yours. You found it. We're not going to take it. But if you wish to keep it here, let us study it even more, then we'll study it.
I think that'd be for the best.
Very well.
All right. And then I guess the last thing would be, last time I was here, you guys said you might be getting close to fixing some squeaky parts, so to say.
Yes. We just needed a little bit of time to set up the laboratory properly. Everything is ready. Whenever you want to undergo the procedure, it's going to take several hours to complete. But anytime you're ready, you can always simply come back here and ask for Salmain. It's an elf. He has been completely briefed on the procedure, and he has even come up with a few modifications. He's a bit grumpy, but very proficient.
Well, in that case, I could.
Man, there's this plant that can breathe underwater. That's crazy.
Maybe it'd be a good idea to get my new armor first.
I could do.
Yeah. I'll be back in a couple hours.
Very
if
well.
that works for them.
Did she find the book yet?
Yes. Warden probably has arrived by now with the book. It's basically the beginning, the basis for understanding primordial. The basic of the language, being able to form simple sentences. It feels, when you look at the book for the first time, it feels like someone's trying to unhinge your jaw, trying to pronounce what's written there. And there's a moment where you, good lord, and it's a construct that's going to be teaching me.
I look to Fisher. I'm like, thank you for being so willing to teach me.
I mean, yeah, I'll do my best. I don't actually know it. Terranad can just kind of do some magic stuff. And I won't be able to speak it until tomorrow, so.
Okay, well, I'll be looking forward to it.
All right.
What are we?
Shopping?
Shopping. Okay.
So
I'll
everyone's...
lead the way.
Is the R&D is that a lot closer?
well, the...
Is that just one level up?
Basically, it would be, yeah, it would be one level up and in the commercial quarters. So
Okay.
next quarter, one level up.
All right.
Or
So
you can
then it's
always
in this-
go on the highest level of the research quarter and go one level, go one quarter to the left.
Mhm. I think we should go shopping first then.
Okay. So, everyone follows Tobiyashi and Fisher to the commercial district?
Yo,
Let's go.
Remy also?
Presently, no reason not to.
Okay. Well, in that case, we're going to go to audience before he actually falls asleep. So, audience. Just like everything we've discussed, when the camera pans back to you, you are stepping back onto the on the terra firma, the ground level. Looking up, looking at the tower, leading all the way to the docks of the skyport. Interesting place, and ground feels sort of different in its concept after this interesting escapade.
Dope. I'm like, well, that was a cool place. I want to come back there someday. I have more time. All right. I am going to go get some nicer clothes before I go talk to nobles.
All right.
Because I don't want to show up shirtless.
Tobiyashi, do you have the radio working where you are?
No, I have. That's my roommate.
Okay.
You haven't heard it till now because I'm purposely muting
Okay.
myself.
That's all right.
I was like, I don't got radio.
I was looking for the what's new right now. Tobiyashi's in his car. Oh yeah, maybe it's a radio. Okay.
That's all me.
That's all right. We can now hear the voices in your head. So... all right.
Yeah. So I will probably go into one of the nicer. I'll probably go into one of the nicer clothes shop if I can find it. Something that I could get.
Yeah, I mean it's probably something like 1 or 2 o'clock. So it's fairly easy to find a shop that's open. You're gonna be in. It's just gonna take maybe 20 minutes. Well, if you ask direction, 20 minutes. If you try and find it yourself, with your track records, could take an hour.
I would just ask directions. I'd be like, "Where's a shop that like nobles are known to shop at for nice clothes?"
Well, you'd get different directions. Of course, everyone refers you out of the first tier of the city, where most
I would have probably waited till probably at least the second tier before I asked.
Okay. Well, even so, you're asking peasants where you get noble clothes.
Yeah.
They all look at you.
Just show up just with my fat koi purse. Sorry to disturb you and your burlap sack, but where can I get... I wouldn't... Where can I go where I could spend some money? I'd like to let everyone know I have a big bag of coins right here. No.
No, the contrast would be interesting. You know, a shirtless dragonborn asking for direction where he can spend money to buy clothes. You don't get that everywhere. So yeah, it just takes a few moments. You go into one of the higher tiers of the city, and immediately they tell you, well, the probably your best bet would be either the commercial tier, or quite literally the highest tier, where the nobles actually go to get fancy clothes, especially when they have receptions or things like that. The difference is mainly if you go to the commercial tier of the city, you'd get clothes that a traveling noble would wear. So it's definitely distinguished, but it's not something that's just going to impress someone simply by entering the room. If you go on the highest tier, where all of the nobles always hang out, where they have their own taverns and inns and shop, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, but if you buy something there, you're gonna get noticed the moment you enter wherever you're going.
Well, since I'm going to go ask for money, I feel like I probably shouldn't show up in a outfit that seems that I already have money. So I'm gonna go for the more something nice, or I'm gonna look like a respected person entering the establishment, but not something where I'm gonna look like I own a fortune or something. Because I don't.
Alright, so maybe something like what a respectable merchant would wear.
Yeah, I'm looking more the respected merchant look. But maybe something a little bit more religious. I guess this is what I could tell the person I'm going for. A little adventure-y, a little religious, a little combination of all of them.
Some nice adventuring clothes.
Yeah, no. You can...
Something that says, I've seen the world, I'm a little religious, I'm, Just imagine I'm talking to the shopkeeper at this point. I'm kind of what I want.
I want something that says I'm a fighting priest that has seen the world, and I just took a shower, and I want to talk to you.
I'm respectable, I'm respected, but maybe I don't have a lot of money, somewhere in between. No.
I'm in between quests right now, That's...
Although apparently I have a bunch of platinum waiting for me, so I can splurge a little bit more.
Well, yeah, but, also, it's not with you right now, so...
So how do you feel about a credit system? Can I open a tab? Is this like a bar?
You gotta have some money.
No, I have some money.
Especially if we're talking clothes.
Alright, so...
No, I'm not spending.
Find clothes which speaks a little bit more of priestly things. Sure.
And are adventure-y.
And slightly adventure-y. Alright, sure. Yeah, he says, he looks at you and just says, just give me half an hour. It'll need to be adjusted to your fine shape. But, yeah, it's probably... I think I have something. It'll be almost 10 gold.
10 gold is fine.
Alright, well then... Take a seat, or if you have something to go buy while you're waiting, you can go and just come back when you finish. Otherwise, well, like I said, just take a seat and try not doing too many adventures in the shop.
Yeah. I will try and to I will sit down and I'll take a thoughtful position just in the middle of the shop, shirtless, like I'm some kind of mannequin. They're supposed to. Others are supposed to like
The
put
thinker
clothes
pose.
on. Yeah, I'll just go into the thinker pose in the center of the store.
After 10 minutes, you're still like this, and you see a halfling arriving. They look so real nowadays. That's so odd. Looks at you, and he's about to poke you.
I won't move.
Okay.
I'll stay still.
He just pokes you in the face gently, and it's so real. It feels like skin. Oh god, it blinked. Sorry, sir. Yeah, sorry. Okay, bye. And he just leaves.
Audience gets a half smile. Out here trolling customers.
Audience gets off on this.
Guy's never gonna come back.
Such weird stuff. So after maybe half an hour, the shopkeeper comes back and, well, here you go. I think this is gonna fit. Yeah. Hands you something that feels like a bit priestly. You know, it's a bit hard to tell between a robe or a surcoat, but it definitely has whites, grays, and gold, which feels like, okay, you know, priestly robes of higher religions usually have things like that. Of course, it's missing your emblem, so, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
But it's functional. You can walk. You could probably even have a brawl.
It won't rip immediately.
No.
It's made of tougher stuff. It's good.
So,
All right.
Well,
Thank you.
like I said, 10 gold is everything I need.
Yep.
Takes
All right. I will give him 10 gold, and then I will head up to the one place where I know where I can meet people of the higher nobility, which is the tavern I was invited into before.
Yeah. Okay. So that means it's probably around. Okay. It's a bit early for a tavern. There's not a lot of people. You can try and find people to attract attention right now, or you can just wait a little bit and wait for more people to come inside.
I mean, I would scan the room. I would see if there's potentially any, seeming upper class nobles. I'm looking for maybe a little bit of a younger noble, because I think they'd be more likely to accept my proposition. Someone who still looks like they've not settled in on their life. Someone who still looks like they are a little bit hungry. They want to, make more of themselves. Someone like that.
Okay.
The
Want to make a
boots,
difference.
spurs on the back of them, a hat.
Up and coming Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, up and coming Wall Street.
You just look at him and says, he's gonna make money. This one, he's gonna make money.
Yeah.
Audience is just on Shark Tank. That's what's happening right now.
The enter for Shark Tank plays. Audience walks through the door.
All right. Make a perception roll.
All right. That will be. Where's my thing? Here it is. That will be minus perception. There we go. Oh baby! Starting off with the nat 20. We love to see it.
Oh, baby.
Punching it
Damn.
in. I see everything in the room. I see into the people's souls.
These giant people around this. It's like they're around a table, and I'm just.
So audience is there, entering, looking around. Suddenly he looks at people and that's too rich. He's not gonna take any chances. Now that's too new. This one ate a bowl of soup. It takes maybe 20 minutes of looking at people and also listening into what they're saying, what people are saying in the room, and you eventually hear something about someone that's going to be arriving a little later on, but it's just feels like that lucky perfect moment when you were just listening in and then suddenly says that their stepbrother is going to be arriving in 20 minutes, and he's just arrived from a long quest. He's looking for someone to invest in because he needs to increase his reputation a little bit. You know, it's good making money in a faraway island chain, but you know, it's better to be known where you live. So...
And he's just been breaking his back on all this platinum he's been carrying on his back.
God, it's just like, well, it's time to put my good face on and get myself some sponsorship.
So, you wait a little bit. Prepare yourself. Listen just a little more. Yeah?
I would ask first what I'd go over to that person and I'd casually ask them what their half-brother's favorite drink is.
Person looks at you and, why do you ask? Says the human right in front of you. Why do you ask?
I happen to overhear that your brother may be interested in investing, and I believe I have an opportunity for him that not only could change this chain, but could potentially change the world. And don't you think it's always nice to buy a potential new friend their favorite type of drink?
Yeah, well, depends on how much money you are willing to put in, you know. He's been adventuring a little bit. He's seen exotic types of wine, ales.
I mean, I'm just asking you as, you know him best, as family, of course. What do you think it is?
Takes a little look at you, up and down, and... well, you can always go with a classic, with a fine classic. Just as the best ale. You know, there's always something about coming back home and being greeted by something that you like. He's into those classic things. But he's been on the road so long, you know, his palate might have changed. We're at the end of the summer. I mean, there are some exotic wines that have been brought in, I believe. It's really up to you. I'd say either one could work. Depends on his mood.
I agree with your first point. As an adventurer myself and one who has traveled quite far, once when you're out on the field, you obviously want to try the new exotic dishes, the delicacies that you find. But when you return home, you want something that you can remember, something that reminds you of home. I believe the ale is the perfect choice.
All right. Well, in that case, he's going to be easy to recognize. I heard he's been down south for a while, so he's going to be wearing clothes which are proper for warmer climate, so he's probably going to be easy to recognize. Probably also going to have a little bit of a tan, you know.
Alright. I'll keep my eye out for him. Thank you. Or I'll go up to the bartender and I'll order... Actually, I'll probably wait, like, because I don't want them to... I'll probably wait till, like, I'd say, he said about 20 minutes, so I'll probably wait about 10 minutes and then go up to the bartender and order two nice ales. Two of the fine ales that he has.
All right. That's quite easy to accommodate. I'm always trying to figure out where is... here you go. Alright, well, fine ale, stuff that only the nobles take. Man behind the counter looks at you and, you sure you can afford this? You know, people of religious belief, they don't always carry a lot of gold, and we're not donating right now.
Trust me, I have enough to spare for at least a couple ales.
All right. Well, this is the finest ale we have, and it's 8 silver a pint.
All right. Well, I will give him 16 silver, which is a gold and 6 silver.
All right.
Quick math.
I know. Sam, the guy who's good at math. Oh wait, no one's ever said that.
You're good at the basic stuff. Just once the letters get in there, that's when it gets hard.
Yeah,
You
don't
don't-
put letters into my numbers. I don't understand that. All right. Yeah. So I'll buy the ale, and I will wait for this guy to arrive.
All right. So it takes a little bit of time, and roll a perception roll for me.
All right. I doubt it's going to be another nat 20. Well, we'll try. It's an 18.
It's an
We're
18.
rolling high on my perceptions today.
Well, you're waiting like this, paying attention to what's happening and who's entering, and there's at one point you're hearing something that's coming from outside. You swear you hear something, a familiar voice outside. You're trying to... No, it's not coming back. But you see the person that fits the description you were given enter the inn as you're trying to figure out that voice you're hearing from outside.
Is that male or female?
It's a female voice. It feels like something you've heard at least.
Well, audience would probably
a
be
year
getting
ago.
up to go. Audience would probably be getting up to go check it out, but then the person walks in and he's like, damn. Get it later. Business audience. We're on a business trip. On a pleasure trip. Come on. Business before pleasure. Stay focused.
Okay, so you see the person entering. He looks around a little bit. You see family. You see him start walking toward his stepbrother. I don't know why I keep translating it in French.
I would wait for him. I would wait for him to greet his brother first. You know, he hasn't seen his brother for a while. It's not my place to step in between the reunion of family. Like, I'm sure his brother also might mention me if once they're done talking. So.
All right. Well, yeah, actually, as you're waiting, your patience is slightly rewarded as you see them talk a little bit, and then suddenly he You see him turn around and look in your direction.
I'll give him one of those, slight waves, like I acknowledge that.
Tips his hat.
tips the hat. Yeah. Gives the slight wave.
Tips the hat. Oh, damn, I knew I forgot to buy something. Alright, so he nods to you. He looks at his stepbrother, looks at you. He stands up, right next to you. Sits down.
Alright. I will slide him. I will slide him one of the fine ales, and I will say, greetings. The names is Audience Autumn Draconis. I've heard you've been traveling afar. I find that it's nothing better than when you get back to your hometown having one of their fine ales, so I got you this. I hope you enjoy.
Okay. Interesting. He takes the ale, looks at it, smell it a little bit. Takes a little sip. It's been a while. Feels like coming back home. Intriguing. He puts it down. Presents his hand. Says,
Oh shit.
My name is Bastian. I mostly travel. I've been on a little errand, if you will. A little bit more south, providing support for the needy, you could say.
Of course. As a fellow adventurer, or as an adventurer, I've always my hope to help the needy, although I'm sure you can do far more than I can. It's like,
I don't know. The voice of gods always carry far further than simple money. And my stepbrother tells me that you have a god who would like his voice to carry a little bit more.
I would. To be honest with you, let's see if I pronounce this. Bastian?
Bastian.
Bastian. Alright, I'll try. It's not. Right. I will try. With my American accent. Bastian.
You mean Northern Dragonborn accent? Yeah.
Yes. Northern Dragonborn, which is trouble pronouncing Southern. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. To be honest, Bastian, it is not simply about just my god wanting his voice to be heard. I'm also worried. As a traveler, I don't know if you have seen, but many of these other nobles here are unaware of the fact that a new power for evil has come into this world, and that is, I do not know if you've ran into them with your travels, but it is the hunter cult. Someone I have been dealing with for the past about past year, I would say. They have been causing quite a havoc, but they've gone far past that of just a small cult. This is now a organization with resources, priests. They have the money to hire mercenaries, and they are starting to establish themselves as a powerful force for evil. I look around to all these other priests and religions. Us adventurers, we can do what we can. We can slow them down. We can hamper them, but it's hard. We have no established force to truly deal with them, and I feel that many of these religions right now, while I respect them and their messages and how they help out the people, we simply do not have the resources to combat this kind of evil force under this dark banner of this dark god. Which is why I say. I am coming here. I am coming to look for support from kind and generous nobles such as yourself. I would like to basically establish my voice and my God and my religion, but more so than that, in a way to help the people. I would like to establish a build. Let me think. What would it be called? A combative temple that could train people under the name of my God, and in fact, under. I believe that I do not know if you know of this, but there is a silver dragon. Let me go to your notes. Sorry, I have to go to your notes real quick of that you sent. I
believe it's going to be the last before.
Yeah, no, it's the research. I just gotta get it open. A second. Okay, here we go.
Next before last paragraph, I believe you're looking for.
Yes, I've got it. I just defined. The peak is named after monks. Okay, it's called. And oh gosh, another. Okay. Exani. You know what? I'm not even gonna try. I don't know if I can do that. Exaniad. I don't even know. Is that close? With the H? Exaniad?
Close enough.
Alright. There's a dragon named Exaniad who, a silver dragon who I still need to meet with, which is a future plan of mine, but she seems to be someone who is, as a silver dragon, I do not know how much you know about dragon culture, but they are slightly more involved with basically people, and I would like to kind of make her a more physical figure that my religion would kind of base itself around, at least in this area. She is one of the closest draconic powers and kindest to this area. I would like to basically establish a temple where people would come and would pray to the beliefs, but would also start to kind of build up and have training for a small standing, I'd say, militaristic religious order of individuals who would be handpicked and would be given equipment, who could kind of go out to the villages as warrior priests and kind of help combat this hunter religion, help kind of establish a force that is specifically combating this, as I do believe we need the resources to start preventing this threat before it comes worse, and I do not necessarily feel that us adventurers are going to be enough to be able to combat this as easily, as we are very thin spread and in small groups. Would you be interested in helping in this endeavor at all?
Alright.
And then I think I already sent you the rolls I made for this from before, but...
Yes. But...
Which was a 17. But...
Yeah, it's a 17, but because of things you said and choices of argument, I'm going to let you roll again as if you had advantage.
Alright. So I'm trying to beat a 17. Alright, let's get that nat 20 again. Nat... Oh wait, no, it's a persuasion check. Persuasion. Nat 20.
Net 20?
I hit it.
Damn.
You can check on D&D Beyond. You can
Damn.
Okay.
Let's go. That's
What I got.
And so audience finally racks up a win.
His first ever.
I mean, that was a pretty nat 20 conversation going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I admit your the arguments that you gave.
I mean, basically,
No, you deserve that natural 20. You deserve that natural 20.
I feel like him saying no would be pretty much just siding with the hunter cult after that.
Yeah, he's actually already a patron for the hunter cult.
Yeah.
No, he looks at you and says, "Oh, yeah, I haven't seen them outside of this island chain, but this island chain is my home, and I've heard rumors about them. I've heard unsettling rumors. They've mostly been trying to make a series of bases of operation in the mountains. I've heard about one in the south. I've heard rumors about one in the north of these of the mountain chain. I've heard about one that they're trying to build in a forest also. And I have to admit, I've heard about heroes also trying to thwart their efforts. I don't know. Everything you says is makes sense. And I honestly would love to have the opportunity to make trades with a dragon. I mean, that's very interesting. Takes a lot of resource to build temples like this. Tell you what. At the end of the month, for the Equinox of Darkness, they always have games. And since it's the Equinox of Darkness, always have games where they try and capture a few monsters and have them fight worthy adventurers. It's sort of a metaphor for, yes, we're entering the darkness, but light will prevail. You're interesting, audience. You're interesting. So, when these games comes at the end of the month, bring a party of your best fellow adventurers and show everyone what you can do. If you win at least a few of these rounds, I think I can help you on everything you just asked. Getting the support of the population, getting you heavily known, and then easily spreading a little bit of rumors about prowess that are not just hearsay from distant places, but actually seeing you fight. I think that would be a nice mix. What do you say?
I'll hold up my hand. Absolutely. It would be my pleasure to... I would not want anyone to follow someone that they did not feel could, have their trust and strength of arms and could deal with the situations at hand. So, of course, I would be absolutely willing to take this on.
All right, then. Well, I'll prepare everything in advance. Make sure that as many people as we can come and watch. Maybe a few other participants. Could always be interesting to see how the adventurers of your god fare against adventurers of another god. Always good publicity if you can show that you have a little more to give. Then
yeah. I will bring some of my, I will try and bring some of my, not just some of my fellow adventurers, but I will try and bring some of the others as well from one of the establishments I am with of other adventurers, just to, as audience members, or just, help the participation.
All right.
Show that I have a strong backing behind me.
All right. Well, and in that case, I guess I have task in front of me. I know what I have to do. And don't forget about me.
I will not. I am in Othanel quite often and many of my fellow party members are as well. So if you wish to get in touch at any time, I will always be available. You can either leave a message at this tavern or some of the taverns around, or you can ask for a member of the garden. If you ask for a member of the garden and say that you wish to speak to audience, I'm sure the message will reach me. That is probably the easiest way. And I know that many of our members frequent this city, so I'm sure you will be able to find somebody.
Make an intelligence roll.
Make an intelligence roll?
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be... this is going to be my bad roll. I've rolled too well. It gave me too much. It gave me too much on... This one's going to be bad. Never mind. It's going to be a 17. 18 minus 1.
Well, that's not...
Tonight's just my night. My night.
It's not that bad. As you're saying this and you're trying to figure out how can he communicate with me quite easily, there's a small flash that appears in your mind. That's right. Civ has an orb to communicate with the garden, and for some reason there is a certain shopkeeper that always knows how to find him.
Yes, and what's that shopkeeper's name again?
Iselina.
Iselina, thank you. I will say also you can always go talk to Iselina. She is a shopkeeper. She should be able to find someone who can communicate with me.
All right. Well, in that case, Mr. Audience, he gives you a hand again.
I will shake it.
We will meet back here in at most 27 days.
Yes, 27 days.
If not, maybe a little sooner. Who knows? Maybe there'll be something interesting before that moment.
Of course. Please feel free to always reach out.
Of course, of course. I always stay in touch with my investments. Especially with dragons. I mean, yeah. She has been a little known. I wouldn't mind having the opportunity to set up trade routes.
By the way, guys, in the next 27 days, I'm going to go try and meet with this silver dragon. So I'm warning you guys now that
I think
that's something I'm off to go do.
The mob or something, you know what I mean?
Hey,
What?
I'll come with you to meet a silver dragon.
Just got us involved with the mob.
Involved with the mob.
Well, it's mobile.
Listen.
It's not far.
It's not funny. Listen, I'm trying to set up a militaristic force on this island under a religious banner. Okay, I need some higher ups to help make that happen.
And it gave you points to not say that you're following a green dragon, but instead say that you want to have the support of a silver dragon.
Yeah. I established a current figure that we can actually use for worship and also for benefit.
All right.
All right. I think with that, I would bid my, it seems like I have a sponsor, so I'd probably start heading back, as it probably would be starting to, I'd probably start heading back to the garden.
Yeah, I mean, it's the end of the season, so we're basically exactly at the same time as we are here in our world. So it's probably gonna start getting dark in around 6 o'clock, and you'd be probably somewhere at 4 o'clock right now. So you know that by the time that you reach the gate, you're gonna start seeing the sunset.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll start heading back. So I guess we can go back to the other group about their shopping sprees while I've been off, trying to save the world.
armor.
Save the world.
So you...
And also,
Yeah.
gain a powerful religion. But we won't talk,
So,
We'll go with save the world.
satisfied with everything, you probably take one last drink with your new friend. You leave the inn. Start walking. Satisfied look. Maybe you're not showing it, but you have something satisfied inside of you.
I don't think audience is that. Like, he used all of his willpower in that to, stay kind of all professional and stuff. He probably has a giant dragonborn grin on his face once he leaves. that like once you leave the interview office and you got like your dream job and you're just like, yeah. He's not hiding much.
Yeah, no, and you get the dragonborn grin and you see this halfling that just walks by you. And it's scary.
Just like, I look at him, I'm like, great day today, great day. Good day to be alive.
And as you say this, you hear from behind you, audience, and there he is. I told you, I knew he was inside of the city. That voice again. But this time you hear it clearly, and there's sort of this moment of, nah, that's not possible. She was just a little... And you turn around, you see a dragonborn, female dragonborn, wearing priestly clothes. You look at her and that can't be. She was just a few. She wasn't even an adult yet, and then it hits you. Has it already been 2 years since you left your village and went out to sea, and then started adventuring? It's a dragonborn from your village. Her name comes back in your mind. Kialkani. You remember it must be because you kept making fun of her because her name sounded a bit like alchemy. A lot of people.
How do you spell that? Is it alchemy? But with a K-I in front of it?
Kiahlkanie.
H-L-K. Wait, okay. Kiahlk.
Anie.
I-E. All right.
And she's wearing priestly robe, but on her priestly robe, you see the emblem of your god.
Am I getting upstaged here? This ain't good. No, I'm kidding. That's good. Dragonborn.
There are maybe a dozen people behind her, and she just looks at you, smiling. She's a brass heritage. And you have this moment, like I said, you have this moment of, damn, it's really been 2 years. She is an adult now. And she's like, that's him? It's the one I was talking about? The hero of our village? The adventurer? Our god has told me you've just achieved an incredible victory. Please, audience, talk to us about it.
Okay. Well, first off, I will say, Kialkani, it's been almost 2 years now. It's wonderful to see you out of our village. It's wonderful to see you out here spreading the words of the dragon. And I'll turn to you, and I'll turn to the people, and I'll be like, yes. Well, I have just, I believe, achieved a great victory. And I will go not only into, I will give, first of all, a little background about some of my, because, I like to build up a little bit. I'll give, a background a little bit into some of my more recent adventures about how I've been out adventuring, and recently I have defeated the, an avatar of another god and sent him back, and one of the high priests, kind of build him in, and then I'll say, and furthermore, just recently I have garnished the support of a powerful noble who will be willing to not only, will be willing to, help spread the word of the dragon to all the people of the city, and has the influence to make our words and our religion 10 to 50 times larger than it even is now. We will finally start to be an established religion in this region. People finally start to hear about the glory and the power of what is the dragon. That's what I'll tell them.
All right. Well, it's gonna take a little while, and while you're doing this, I think we can go on a break, and when we come back, you're gonna be finished talking about all of this.
Yeah.
Remember when I was just a little cold? No, I'm just...
All right.
So who wants it now from my party? Alfred's still up.
You don't need your friends anymore. You have followings now. That's everything
Don't
you
need
need.
my friends anymore. Nah, Remy, you're still number one in my heart.
Remy, you don't know why, but as you're walking inside the garden, I'd say by this time you'd probably have just came back from the oddities that is the gnomish workshop, and be slightly destabilized by everything that happened and the object that you just collected. You don't know why, but you have this little feeling of, someone's talking about me. Someone that's important to me. I don't know who, but it just feels like silk.
It feels like a silky warm hug.
Yeah. All right, so like I said, we're going to be taking a little 15-minute break. Give Tobiyashi a moment to go to the bathroom inside the McDonald's. And right after that, we're going to be back for I was going to say the second half, but it's more like a second third of what's left in the episode. So, see you all back in exactly 15 minutes.
See you.
And welcome back. I hope you had a pleasant break. I hope that while you were waiting, you decided to follow us. If you're not following us, I hope you went and got a friend to come and watch us. And I know that I always repeat that at the end of the stream, but since there are always less people at the end, remember, if you miss the episode, there is a rebroadcast on Friday. Come, I feel lonely. Alone in the chat. So, with audience regaling his new fans of his adventures, of his fights and combats, and there's no campfire while he's talking. So. Of his fights.
Only in their hearts.
Yeah, it burns bright inside of their eyes and hearts.
The audience just takes out a torch, breaks it in front of them, sets it on the ground, and lights it on fire.
He's
I'm
not
trying
like
to start
now
I'm
gather
trying to start
around.
a mob of frenzy here. I'm about to get torches.
Give a pitchfork to someone. You have a story. Give them weapons. Come on.
Starts talking about the hunter cult. They're savages, barely even human.
And of course, to make it easier to pronounce, we can just go with Kielka.
You might do that.
Or I was gonna say Kielk, but it feels too much like the store IKEA. So,
Yeah.
but
Kale.
no, she's not green. She's all right. So you finish telling them the story of everything that happened, and you can't help but to see in your friend's eyes this admiration. You are, after all, the hero of the religion that she's promoting. And right now, you are technically the strongest and best hero of the religion right now.
Yes.
The audience can come to their own conclusions about the ramifications of that fact. Anyway.
And she turns around everyone and looks at you with admiration, and then looks at everyone else in front. I had told you. Our God showed me. He showed me everything he had done. And now you can not only see it in your mind, but you have it from the mouth of the hero who actually accomplished all of these deeds. I told you you wouldn't be disappointed. You have a moment of, oh yeah, and they're talking among themselves and all that. She turns around, gives you a little wink, turns back to everyone else, and all right, well, it's starting to be a bit late, so I guess we should go back to the inn. Guards don't like it when there's too many people in the same place during the night, so... Audience?
Yeah.
Are you going back to your adventures? Or are you...
I am, but
Very well.
but I will be back. For all I'll tell this to, I will be back within 27 days, where I will be fighting during the what's it called, the dark
Equinox
harvest
of Darkness.
equinox, where I will be fighting
The dark
during
harvest.
yeah, I don't know, the equinox of darkness for our God, and will champion our religion versus both monsters and others who worship false gods. If any of you are interested in watching me show the power of our religion,
Jesus.
you can come watch me at that time.
She turns to everyone and said, "Friends, we have a task. We are here to promote the heroism of Audience and the deeds he will accomplish in this competition that will come at the end of the season. We have a goal, and so as soon as we all get up tomorrow, we will make sure that everyone in the city knows that this champion is going to be representing not only our religion, but the light itself."
Nope.
And then you see everyone starts leaving.
Yeah.
She stays...
I would probably pull her aside real quick before she left, and just, first of all, give her, a greeting, like, how are you? I hope I know it's a long travel from our village in the capital city. I hope you're travels went safely and everything. So, I mean, you seem to be doing well, but I hope everything has been well and since in the 2 years I've seen you.
And actually, as you're watching her,
She grows 3 inches right before your eyes.
No, you know, you remember looking at her when she was a little younger, and you can't help but to notice that, you know, her charisma has increased a little bit. She's no longer this awkward little teenager that was walking around and promoting a god to its choir, essentially. But now, she's got a decent charisma.
Let's go. She's made some steps.
She made some steps, and she's grown into an adult, which you recognize. That's probably why you can recognize that she has a few points of charisma more than last time you saw her.
She has big boobs. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Well, I don't know if that's... But again, like they said, that they wanted the Dragonborns to look as humanoid as possible. So even though they don't breastfeed, they have boobs. Don't ask me why it works. Apparently it just does.
It's water storage for harsh summers.
It's spare water in case of emergencies. Just in case of droughts.
Oh. And how are you supposed
So what I'm hearing is this is like the scene from The Lion King when Simba sees Nala again after a very long time.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, hold on. Simba or Kovu? Oh, no. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of... I jumped to a different movie.
Yeah, I was like, well, what are you talking about, man?
What are you talking about? It's the same thing in both movies.
Sorry.
Yeah, a little Elton John, I like it.
So, you wanted to say something. Tell me something.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to let you know, I really appreciate that you're out here and are helping me spread the word of the dragon. I also want to let you know how you can get into contact with me, and I'll basically tell her the same information I told the noble about also the shopkeeper who can get into contact with me if she needs. And I'll be like, please do not be afraid to reach out. You know, I'd love to catch up at some point if you ever want to. Hear about, you probably have some of your own adventures as well. Since in the 2 years since I last saw you, you seem to definitely have grown.
Oh, yes, but I've used a flying ship to get here. I mean...
Oh, you did? Well, that must have been exciting.
Pretty interesting. I didn't know there were so many island chains.
Yep. You get to see a lot more of them when you're not flying.
Well, I wanted to catch up with you, and you had at least a year and a half ahead of me. If I'd taken the boat, you could have simply been a year and a half more down south. I mean, I know that you sometimes complained about the winter, so I figured you're probably gonna go down south, and if I'd taken a boat, you might have just kept on moving. So I decided to go with the fastest travel.
It's harder to not wear clothes when it's cold. I'm not a big fan of cold winters.
Yeah. But I see you started wearing something that feels like boots. I mean, you were always naked feet.
Yeah, I've well, to be honest, I dressed up a little bit for the nobles. You gotta give a certain appearance to them so that they'll accept you.
So now you're mingling with nobles also.
This was a recent development. I've not yet. I'm starting to work my way into their confidence, I will say.
You've really went up the ladder since the last time we met.
That's our goal. You know, we can't just, as much as I wish that we could just talk to, you know, all the people and they'd immediately accept our religion and our wishes. It's sometimes better to go to the top and work your way down, help, you know, spread our influence a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I do have an odd question for you, and you're welcome to this. Have you ever had any dreams about a giant glowing sun?
I mean, are there
a deep voice?
A deep voice.
Yep, a deep voice, a giant glowing sun. It's blinding to look at. Heat.
Not really, but then again, I've mostly been raised by my mother, so I don't have the same father figure as you've had.
No, it's fine. I'm foolish to be. It was just a recurring dream I've had before. Don't worry about it. I was just asking.
I mean, we all dream about the sun at one point. It's always pleasant to have it.
Of course. Don't worry. Don't give it any thought. I was just wondering. All right. Well, I should be headed back to my party. I have a party of adventurers I spend time with now.
Yes, of course.
They are off shopping.
Yes, of course. Go back to your party. Plan your next adventure and remember about us. Next time you're in town, if you had a new adventure, slain a new foe.
Of course. I will. Let's see. You said she already had an emblem, so I don't need to give her one of the copper ones I made.
Well, she doesn't have a necklace emblem. She has one embroidered in her robes.
Okay.
She is a priest.
I will say. Well, I have a gift for you if you want it. I have made these up, giving to some of our most faithful of our religion, and I'll give her one of the copper necklaces I made from the.
Wow.
I say it'll actually match your scales quite well.
Yeah, the tone is a bit darker, but almost exactly. Yeah. Thanks.
This is
Hey.
Till next time.
And I can even try and have some smaller ones made for humans. You know, they don't have necks we have.
Yes, I had to make one for a kenku.
Well, that is a small neck. So now we're reaching out to other species also? I mean, humans are rather easy to convince of anything. But, wow. I'm really impressed, audience.
I've been doing my best.
It shows. I think you even took a little bit of muscle since last time I saw you.
Yes, well, that adventure in life, it does fill you out.
Yeah, speaking of filling up, I think I'm gonna go get something to eat.
I will say my farewells, and then Todd to enjoy her meal.
She gives you a bow.
No, I am not going out on a date with her. If that's what I'm not going to go buy her dinner.
It's like going on a date with a coworker. It's not always a good idea. But, you know, if audience starts going toward another god, maybe now?
I don't think she'd want to date him after that.
You don't know. Depends. Is she a groupie of audience of the dragon or of audience period? You don't know.
Who knows? Who
I'm
can
just
tell?
saying that if Catholics and Protestants can make it work, I'm sure that.
God. Listen, we are also not a celibate religion, but no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
At one point, Dragonborn can't have kids with other races. At one point, it'd be a good idea to have some eggs. Those that make Dragonborns and not omelets.
alright. Too far down the line for audience. I just go back to his friends. Go back to the boys, as they call them.
To the boys.
He's still trying to get to first base.
This is maybe too quick for him. He needs to go back to the boys.
The boys.
And
Calm down, guys. Audience is effectively 18.
So the camera leaves audience feeling good about himself in every single way, and goes back to the party, which we go back a little bit in time because audience is probably nearing 7 o'clock as he's arriving, and but the party is still in early near noon as they arrive in the commercial district. And so, what are you all doing?
Well,
Where's that armor?
yeah, I think we go see
Victor's
the
looking away. I
I believe
don't know
it was
what
a gnome that we did the Umber Hulk quest for.
All right, yeah, the armor. Okay. Well, that's easy enough to find. You take a little bit of moment. You remember where the column is with the armors of like these, and you arrive, and immediately you see someone behind the desk. It looks like a dwarf. You fit the description. You really took your time. I mean, I was told you were gonna arrive at least 2 weeks from now. So, where's the colorful feather guy who wanted the armor?
He actually left us, unfortunately. He couldn't quite keep up with it. However,
Okay.
Jorg here, our newer member, was hoping it was still available, so he could make use of it.
Well, yeah, since the original requester is not gonna take it, yeah, of course, that's available. So here it is. He goes behind the desk. He comes back. It's sort of a deep purplish color, and it really looks like part of a insect shell that's been fitted so that there's straps that holds it together. You strong enough to wear this, mister?
Well, how strong do I have to be? Is it the same as just like a...
It's a breastplate. No, you don't actually
Breastplate.
need a strength score. I'm just...
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can handle it.
All right. Well, it's pretty good, pretty sturdy material. You know, I've never made an armor out of raw insect parts. I mean, can we call it an insect? Anyway, it has an exoskeleton, so never tried making that from that before. So it's pretty good.
Quite something. I don't believe I've held a material like this before. I certainly wouldn't wear metal.
Oh no, it's as sturdy as metal, but that's what's fascinating about it. It's insect parts. You know, if you don't mind living inside the dead shell of another creature, it's just like armor.
You're wearing the soft flesh shell of another creature right now.
Me? No, that's my skin.
Oh no, you're leather. If he's wearing leather.
Well, that's not the same thing.
I didn't mean to insult your skin. Your skin looks great. What lotion do you use?
Well, that's not the same thing, you know. It's leather. It can be treated. But when you're wearing this, you look like an insect. And you're essentially living inside of the chest of a dead insect.
Did you not treat this?
Oh yes, of course I treated it. Don't worry about it. And it's so sturdy. I mean, it
just smells horrible.
There's this strong smell of something that it takes a moment, but you think it comes from whatever product was used to strip clean the flesh inside of it. So, oh yeah, I remember that smell. Smells like the tanning solution that tanners use.
It's literally
Isn't that
just hard leather. That's
mostly urine.
In classic
goo
Middle
too.
Age, it was one of the possible solution used. But we're in Dungeons and Dragons Middle Age.
So it's dragon piss.
No, I'm just saying that the difference between our Middle Age and Dungeons and Dragons Middle Age is that our Middle Age lasted 1,000 years, but Dungeons and Dragons Middle Age has been lasting for 5,000 years. So they made a few innovation that came later for us, but for them it's still the
They
Middle
also
Ages.
used pigeon droppings and dog poo, which is kind of cool.
Hey man, you work with what you got.
I mean, now they've evolved to just asking the black dragon nicely for its acid and not asking it to pee in a cup.
Well, you just have to get the right dragon, you know. You don't have to ask him to pee in a cup. You can just say, spit in the cup.
Dragon learned it was the easiest way to grow its horde was just to work.
Or you find a gem dragon and you keep collecting the scales.
Yep.
So,
A little harder.
Thank you for the armor. Can I put it on?
it's gonna take a while, but sure.
I'm not carrying it.
So the armor itself, if you want it, I still had to make it, so of course I'm charging you a bit for it. But since it was a commission from your friend and you did bring all of the material, well, let's just say we're gonna go with 500 gold.
Sounds fair to me.
So a normal breastplate is 400 gold, and the difference with that and the breastplate that you have, it doesn't have a bonus, but it is considered magical. So, for example, if you went in a fight with a black pudding, it wouldn't be damaged by its acid because it's magical, but it doesn't have a bonus. But other than that, it's a breastplate. It's just that it's made from the exoskeleton of a creature that has exoskeleton. Which is how you can get your druid to wear medium armor. Make it out of the remains
Without
of
having to sacrifice their principles.
Yeah.
AC of 18. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, metal soap. Refined,
right here,
I guess?
George.
Is that the problem with it?
The what?
I'm right here, George.
Hey, I have nothing against you. You are everything I stand against, but or oppose. But also, Not really.
But you're a cool dude.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're on two sides of a coin, pretty much.
Well,
You're 1x.
at least now you're on the same coin, so that's improvement.
Yeah.
I picked coin.
And I support that. I still. Oh.
Fisher, from inside of you, you hear Terranad go, "Wow, that was almost a compliment."
Did your consciousness come from
Taking
the
notes.
machine, or is it the spirit that's in the machine?
What?
Is your consciousness, is it part of the machine, or is it inhabiting the machine? Like, are you a spirit in there? Is that how you work?
Also,
I guess am I a spirit in
Yeah. Are
the
you
meat
a
machine?
Are you a spirit in your body?
Yeah. Who knows?
You hear
Only difference is my body was walking around before
Before, yeah.
I was me, so
I don't remember my being an infant, so perhaps it's the same situation, more or less, except I wasn't, like, enslaved by my parents.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
also, as far as I can tell,
Hey, Rami, what the hell?
technically, a god gave me a soul or something once I was worth it. So, I did most of the work. They just something.
So the difference is you earned it. I was just born with
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Right. Yeah, then, well, that's that. I gotta
Thanks
find
for the
my
Umber
armor.
Umber Hulk carcass, you guys, and thanks for the armor, sir.
Yeah, oh, and by the way, Fisher, I think you're gonna have to rework that on your sheet. I added the bonus for Terranad, the AC bonus.
Okay.
But now you have
Yeah.
a higher AC than you should have. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you added the.
My AC's 18.
Yeah. Alright. There we go. Yeah, if you added it to Terranad, so we're good.
all right. So now for Fisher's armor. Okay. So you remember where it was, it's even for you it was shorter than for your friend. So for your friend it's been 2 weeks, for you it's been a week and a half. So you can find the workshop easy enough. You enter in the place and get the nervous little gnomes. Ah, you're back! I mean, I know that you'd left insurance, but it's been a while since we saw that flying friend of yours. So I was getting a bit worried that you'd left and that they'd left, and now that I was stuck with this.
Fair enough. Does that mean it's done?
Oh yes. It's been done for almost a week now.
Yeah, sorry. If I would have been able to pick it up, if I could have picked it up, I would have. Definitely would have been useful.
Probably. I mean, you adventurers, especially you, I'd say. Well, actually, I think it. Well, I'm not sure about a lot of things, but I guess that at least for you, it's not as bad as if an arm gets cut. You can just have another one placed in. I mean, just look at you. It feels like you've been cut into pieces and then reassembled by 5 different persons. So I'm guessing that it's not that hard to put you back together. or replace something that's been cut.
Well, we'll see. Supposedly that's what I'm doing after this.
Oh, well. I hope you're going to come back and show me what's different.
I figured I'd pick up this armor first, because I wouldn't want to change and then have the armor not
fit.
Change with the armor.
I can understand that. I have a cousin who ate too much, and now his whole armor is not fitting anymore. Guess it's something like that.
If you chase him around with the sword, he'll probably slim down enough to be able to wear the armor again.
I mean, maybe. Although he'd probably try and blow me up. So, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's what happened with my cousin's nephew. You know, accident happens. Took us 5 years to find him again. Apparently, he was in another dimension. So, yeah, it happens. So the armor,
sure.
Yeah. All right. So, normally the armor itself, I would have sold it 2,000, but since you already gave me all of the equipment and also, you know, there was a little bit magic left in it. I tried to preserve it, so it's a little bit better. But for all of the effort and you know, reforging it and the things that expanded to keep as much as the enchantment as possible, instead of 2,000, how about 800?
Sure, I think I could do that. Take platinum.
Yeah.
I'll hand over 80 platinum.
Pulls out a credit card. Oh,
That's what I was thinking. It's capital one platinum.
Got the platinum card.
All right. Here you go then. And he takes the armor from behind the counter, shows it to you. It has that gnomish look because it was a gnomish element before, and he's a gnome, so he's added a little bit. Well, I had to mix in the 2 armor set that you gave me, so it's complete. But yeah, and like I said, I kept part of the enchantment, so it assists you a little bit when you're fighting. Just responds to your thought. I knew you'd appreciate it. So yeah, here you go. So in D&D Beyond, I created an armor called Animated Armor Remnant. It's a +1 armor, +1 AC, and it also gives you a +1 on dexterity save.
Oh, sweet.
Damn.
Oh, wait. So, should I? I look over to Fisher. I'm like, should I ask him to make my house, or are we gonna go to another place for that, or?
Well, I guess that depends, and I'll turn to him. And do you generally only work with armor, or do you dabble in other things?
Let's just say that I mostly do things that don't require a lot of dexterity. Now, I'm not a jeweler, so... But, yeah, I can do other stuff. I mean, I made a siege weapon once.
Might be what you're looking for. Why don't you show him what you're looking for, Toby?
Okay. Hello there, sir.
Hello.
My name is Toby. I sit from behind him. Well, behind Fisher, not behind the guy. I wasn't behind him the whole time, but you know.
Looking at stuff behind the counter.
Yeah.
No, that's Raimi.
I step from behind Fisher, and I'm like, hello there, sir. So I have a little bit of a problem here. I take my ball and its chain, and I put it on the counter, lay it out a little bit. I open up the little cage and put the little thing on my hand to show it to him. So I'm looking for a weapon / home for this little guy that won't get destroyed as easily as this one did. Our Dragonborn, I don't know if you've met him before, kind of ripped it open. And he wasn't too happy about that, showing him the little elemental in my hand.
Yeah, I remember seeing a Dragonborn when our metallic friend came last time. Yeah, I guess Dragonborn sometimes can lack a little bit of dexterity, but okay. But that's probably gonna be better for someone that makes weapon. I don't make weapon. I mostly make armor, but I've made bigger stuff. That looks a little bit delicate, and as you said, it's part of a weapon, so probably more a weaponsmith.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, next question I have for you.
Yeah?
How are you at making magical masks?
Masks?
Yes. Or could you point me in the direction of someone who can do that?
Huh. Well, I guess there's a shop. Here, let me show you. He takes you outside of the shop and points. You see that column over there? So the commercial district, the way that it's made, it's like a large empty space that there are columns apparently holding the roof. But each of these columns are actually a series of shops. And shops are gathered together around a single column. Shops of the same trade. So for armor, like the armor shop that you're in right now, there'd be 3 armor shops on the column. There'd be the normal armor shop when you just want to buy armor, no magical anything. Then you'd have the middle shop who has armor of higher quality, sometimes that have magical properties, and there's the third shop who mostly deals with highly magical version of whatever you're doing. The only things that aren't part of a pillar are food carts and food shop, but everything else, armors, weapon, object, potions, they're always regrouped like this around a single pillar, and the shops are inside the pillar.
All right.
So he points to one pillar and says, "Oh, that one over there. They mostly make different objects. I don't know if they'd be able to make a mask. It depends on what it's made from, and a bit what you want to go with it. What you want it to do. But yeah, you could go there. But you can always go where they research new stuff. I mean, it's just floor above, and you can sometimes get something very interesting. And, you know, if you're ready to take a chance, you might even get something really special. Most of the time,
all right,
anyway.
Well, that's about all I wanted to ask. Thank you very much. I hope you have a very wonderful day.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I think we'll be on our way unless Remy wants to get something from here.
I believe he's got his own stuff somewhere, right, Remy?
I believe I left that order with, I want to say, a leather worker.
Well, yeah, you have one order with a leather worker and one order with a researcher. So
yeah.
I guess one last question.
Yeah.
Obviously, it will take me a little bit to swap these out, but would you be interested in the armor I'm currently wearing?
I mean, does it have any properties?
No.
Well, usually more be the other shop. But if you want to give it to me, of course, I can use it for raw material. I'm sure some of it can be salvaged for enchantment. So, yeah, sure. If you want to sell it to me, I'll buy it.
I should be back in not too long.
Okay. Well, I'm not going anywhere.
I guess we heading out.
Were the gnomes going to reward us for testing their bombs?
That was part of the deal of us getting the bombs.
Oh,
Wait, then searchers, right?
Yeah, that's up a floor.
Okay.
what if? Do you think they'd pay?
It's the place with the
Raimi
invisible flying
to
chainsaw.
make, minor illusions of the bombs.
Well, Raimi's got all that stuff.
Yeah, he's the human recorder.
Yeah.
Also, he has something better than minor illusion for.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's head out.
Yeah.
All right. And so you go to the research level? Or no,
Yes.
Remy, you go to the leatherworking level.
Yeah, well, we'll make things one level at a time.
Okay. So, doesn't take a lot of time. Maybe 10 or 20 minutes. You find the shop again, and you see familiar face behind the counter. He looks to be slightly distracted, just going.
Maybe just, you know what, just for fun, Raimi just kind of like mage hand knocks on the wood next to them.
Oh! Well, welcome back. It's good to see that you
Down
survived.
wave.
s-
Raimi's eyes glaze over for a moment when he says that, and then they glaze back.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, but I see you still haven't learned to talk normally. But I'm sure you're gonna work this out at one point. I guess you're here for the armor.
Raimi nods.
It took me a little bit of time, but I figured it out, and here it is. Takes the armor, and it's exactly the armor that you asked for. It's the glamorous studded leather armor. And I even managed to do it with a little bit less money than you gave me. So here, and he hands you back 212 gold.
Yeah, 2,000.
Sorry,
It's like
there
a
was.
little less, they say.
He gives you back 212 gold. I mean, I could have kept it, but there's a good chance if you survive that we're gonna keep seeing each other. So I'm not gonna be mean about it.
The Raimi minor illusions a rainbow for them.
No, thank you. He turns toward you, Fisher. He keeps doing that. What does it mean?
It's got a couple different meanings, but generally just he's happy and
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's good.
Okay. Yeah, no, good. All right. It's a pleasure doing business with you. If you have anything else that you want, you can always come back.
I guess Raimi makes a scissor cutting sound and points to the leather that he's currently wearing.
You want it cut into pieces?
I think he's wondering if you could use it.
It looks pretty tattered. Well, I guess they're...
Raimi nods and repeats the snipping sound.
Well, I guess there's always something that they can do with it in the research department. Yeah, sure, I can take it. I can probably resell it back to someone in that quarter.
Would you take mine?
I mean,
it's
sure.
been smote by the avatar of a god, which means it's got something.
A lot of your blood on it.
Not just yeah.
All right. So I'd like to say that this increases the value, but it's still blood, and whomever would wear it will be bathing in your own blood. So,
So negative.
Yeah, I know. That makes a neutral.
Use it.
No, sure. Like I said, someone is gonna buy it in the research quarter. If not the development one. If nothing else, they're gonna use it for target practice. I know someone's gonna have fun blowing it up.
So, yeah, with that, Raimi will just go off to the corner, minor illusion, a Raimi-sized crate. Spends about a minute inside of there, and comes out wearing the new armor and holding the old armor in his hands.
All right. So, like I said, it's pretty tattered. I'll give you 20 gold for it.
Raimi nods and makes a rainbow.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, okay. That's good. Here you go. And what about yours? It's a studded leather also.
Yup.
All right. It looks tattered, and now that I know that it's got a lot of your blood in it,
And God hit it. So that might be imbued with godly powers. You never know.
I guess you never know.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that because it's been hit by a god, you want to have more money for it?
No. I just wanted.
He's pitching ideas to you for you to get more money from it.
Yeah, I don't really want more money. I have more than I've ever had, so you could have it if you want.
Oh, you're just giving it to me. All right, sure. Well, in that case, hand it over.
All right. I'll hand him my beat up.
Yeah.
Studded leather.
I have a nephew who's going into cooking. Yeah. He's gonna need it.
It's gonna turn into oven mitts.
Nice. I was a little worried you were gonna be cooking the leather.
Why would you need leather to cook? I mean,
if you're starving in the middle of the ocean, you can eat the leather.
I'm not an expert on what's edible, but I'm pretty sure people don't eat leather.
Well, I've heard kobold that eats boots sometime, but yeah, no, I've never met someone who actually ate their own shoes or their own armor.
I don't know if it helps you, but I've heard of starving people that do it.
No, me personally, I've only heard about cooks that wear armor. You gotta protect yourself against exploding things,
Especially with the gnomes around.
No, in general? cooking is a dangerous sport.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that cooking.
You mean you've never had your dessert explode?
Not so much that I need armor for it.
Man, you've never ate with a gnome.
Nope.
Alright, well, in that case, if you want, I can arrange something for when my nephew starts opening his shop, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, do with it what you will.
Like they say, his cooking, it's to die for. I'm sorry.
What's the name of his shop?
I don't know yet. He's haven't finished building it.
Okay.
How many times has he had to restart building it?
Not a lot. You mean normal amount? 5 or 6?
A normal.
Okay. Sounds
Sounds
good
normal
luck
to
to
me.
him.
Yeah, good
I
luck.
think
We gotta go.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
have a good day then.
get out before it explodes.
It slips away.
Alright, and so you make your way to the research quarter? The development quarter?
I'm wondering if, you know what, Jorg? I think it might be a good idea for us to get our new, better armor on before we head in there.
That's a good idea.
Audience,
Like I said, flying invisible chainsaw.
I'm starting to feel bad about you being alone. We can just say that they took a few hours to make all of this, and now they're getting ready. When you arrive in the garden, are you going to try to reunite with your friend, or are you going to go with going to the tavern? The inn?
No, I'd probably try and find my friends.
Okay. So they're all putting on their armor. For Fisher, it's longer because he has to peel off the old one and then put the new one on. So you all have to wait an hour. And because of that, as you're all arriving, an audience, you were easily able to find your friend by asking a few questions. You arrive in the last few moments of Fisher meditating his armor onto himself.
I'm sitting there reading the book for the language.
All right. The more you read it, the more you wonder if human vocal cords are supposed to emit that sound. But apparently they do, because some people actually can talk from primordial.
Okay.
I see you guys have gotten
pretty
some
much.
new armor. Very nice.
Raimi, hold on.
Are you wearing a shirt?
Whoa.
Yes, I would not have taken off my robes yet.
You look fancy.
Yeah. I had to meet with some important people, so I thought I'd dress up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Raimi lights up and like immediately like jumps from where he is and like runs over and tugs on Audience's robe.
Oh, what's up, Remy? Are you just happy to see me?
He backs up a little bit and he's just going to like give a think on it, a small whistle, and like as he does so, his armor starts to like resemble how Audience used to look before he started going around shirtless, and then it has the symbol of the dragon emblazoned on the front of it.
So you see his studded leather go from looking like a studded leather armor to a chainmail armor with this symbol of your god on it.
Oh. Audience will give it a big clap and be like, "That's awesome, Raimi. I actually have some big news for you. That we have potentially gotten ourselves a noble patron for our religion, depending on how we and this includes all of you guys perform in a upcoming basically tournament I have signed us up all for. That's happening in 27 days.
Wow.
Always up for some friendly competition.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's friendly in the fact that we may be fighting, monsters, but it's somewhat friendly.
I'm always up for some non-friendly competition.
But yes, it'll be
especially if there's money involved.
It'll be very important for me, or it's very important to me that we do well, quite well, during this competition. Basically, I've gotten the patron to agree that if we can basically prove ourselves in this tournament, he will basically start helping fund our religion and some of the ideas I want to implement with it. Which also will require me in the next 27 days to go and meet with the Silver Dragon at some point. But I also ran into an old priest friend from my village. She's actually gathered her own little following, and they'll be helping set up preparations for us.
Oh, God. You got all over the place.
There we go. So I'll do it for you. Also here, I have like a little coin bag made out of my silks. And then I throw it to him.
Oh, thank you. So how much was that? That was 100 and something silver?
190 platinum.
190 platinum.
90.
I can't hear Toby.
199 platinum.
199 platinum, okay.
Yep, Raimi will put his clawed hands over his symbol and in your voice says, "For the dragon."
Yes.
Well, that's always interesting. Tobiashi just said he gave you a bag full of coins made with his own cloth, which means that he gives it to you, and then the cloth disappears. So all of the coin just fall on the ground.
Yeah. It was just to hold them together until they were in his hands.
Yeah.
So I was just holding a giant handful of platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Audience eyes kind of light up as Dragon's. He's like, ooh, shiny. But then he'll put him
in an even
He's
better
used to
mood.
huge bags of coins.
Yes, my coin now, my bag is quite full.
Please tell us more about Audience's full coin purse.
Audience needs to go deposit some of his money. He would prefer not to be carrying around 3,000 gold just on his person.
They're back around here.
He's probably
Raimi will casually just like get Audience's attention and just minor illusion a gem.
Yes, a gem. Is it a gem I recognize?
It's just very.
I think he's telling you it's lighter to hold a gem than it is a bunch of coins.
Ah, yes, I can go try and do that. Or I can go deposit some of it.
Because, like, it's still all the value, so if you lose it.
Yeah. I was more thinking I was going to go. But I was like, yes. So anyway, in 27 days, we need to be in the city of Othanel for the Festival of the Dark Equinox. And
Make that happen.
we'll, yeah. But
So,
in good news, if he's why you will be interested, I specifically turned towards Fisher because he doesn't care about my religion.
Correct.
Why you'll be interested in participating in this is if this religion is established, I'm establishing it under the name of basically directly combating the hunter god, and there will be he will start creating militaristic members that will go and help out the some of the villages that us as adventurers can't stay to like watch over as we're on our adventures. So that's why it's a good thing for you two to participate in this event and do well.
Oh.
So
I gotta say, I wasn't too keen on it, but
in any case,
yeah, if it's helping people.
What would happen if we lost?
Well, I assume if we don't, like, if we lose in the first round and just don't show anything, I assume he'll probably pull his sponsorship as he won't be impressed with us.
Nothing worse?
No, nothing worse. He hasn't given me anything. He hasn't lost anything yet. He simply agreed that I was interested and agreed to my business proposal.
All right.
If I can call it. Just...
We're about to go to these so-called researchers, so I don't know. Everyone started getting ready before we went up there. I don't know what the big deal is about.
We're going to see the gnomes, not the nice researcher.
No,
go see the gnomes? Okay. That's cool. I like the gnomes. They're funny.
Meanwhile, Raimi is glad that he is exactly at 5 feet.
I'll swing by the armor again to drop off my old splint.
All right.
First,
all right.
and then
splint mail. You haven't been wearing it for very long, so he gives you 110 gold for it.
I just remembered. I need to get that gem cut and then probably buy a couple diamonds.
Yeah.
Put it on your
You already
list.
got one diamond.
Yeah.
Put it on your list when you come back from the development floor.
Yep. If we come back.
Exactly.
Maybe we want the diamond on our way up there.
Medic!
That's the nice thing. The gnomes have to pay for it if we die up there.
Alright, so you take everything and you go up one floor. As soon as you arrive, for you, Fisher and Remy, there is this moment of, this is familiar. As you enter the floor, you hear... You see the counter reset to 0 minutes. There's a large clock as you enter, and it says, number of minutes since last incident.
Here's the anime sweat drop.
You see, when you enter, my second screen is saying that he's about to give up. When you enter, and you start seeing everything that's in front of you, it looks like a nut house. There are gnomes everywhere. You see a few dwarves, but mostly 90%, if not 95%, gnomes. You see table, stalls, cubicles. You see gnome running around in one direction. Some of them are waiting patiently. You hear... Watch out, incoming! Sorry.
Hasn't even hit one yet.
You see someone just running around with a tool. You have no idea what it does. But as soon as he pointed toward another gnome, you see all of the gnome run away from the gnome, screaming. This is what you see as you enter this floor. you're greeted by a woman gnome. Oh, welcome. I see people returning. I recognize you. She points toward you, Fisher. I recognize you. I mean, there's not a lot of feathered adventurers, so it's not hard to recognize you. I recognize you. I've seen you at least once. She points toward you, audience. You smell familiar. She points toward you, Jorg. I'm pretty sure I've smelt you before. You still haven't bathed, I think. That's okay.
What?
Well, when you smell like someone who's been thrashing about in the middle of a pine needle bath, it sort of sticks.
Yeah. But it smelled woodsy.
But I don't think I've seen you before. I don't think I've seen you before. And she points toward you, Tobiyashi.
Oh, yeah, I know. My name is Toby. It's nice to meet you. I kind of look back at audience and like, we in the right place?
Yep. I'll give you a thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Well, hello. So, is there anything you like, or you just want to see a bit of what's happening? Maybe your friends already have something in mind. In that case, I strongly recommend that you keep walking with them. But hey, if you're brave, just go right in. You can probably wait a few moments also. I think... Yeah, I think he's about to come back. You like potions?
I'm not looking for one right at the moment.
Oh, they're free.
Oh,
Audience is shaking his
I
head.
would
Yep.
actually. I do need to talk to him.
Audience give you
my
slow
friend-
shakings. Of his...
I think my friends have some business with you first, and then I will ask my questions.
Okay. So, what business do you have?
Mostly, we're just picking up things. Ramey's got a couple.
Okay.
Maybe it's going to minor illusion. The bracers that he turned in once upon a time.
Oh, that's a bit Well, I don't know where to send you. I get the idea that you asked that from someone. I guess did they give you a way to find them again?
Above table. Funny enough, we actually did do this at the front desk, so I don't think that was necessarily the case.
Yes, actually, the gnome that did that gave you a flag that you needed to.
Oh yeah, that I do have that flag, don't I? I did not put that in my inventory.
No, you
that's
don't
my
have
bad.
the flag. You saw a flag. That's where your object is. The flag is where all the gnomes are.
I mean, that doesn't help at all. So,
No,
and you will
you
just-
see several flags up.
Is there a specific?
So
are
I'm-
they different? Or are they the
oh
same?
yes, I gave a description. So I gave a color description. I even wrote it down. I went back into the episode to make sure that I wrote it down exactly as I said it.
Ramey's got a good memory.
Do you want to do an intelligence roll because you forgot to know that?
I'm going to roll history because I can. But in this case, I'm going to use the lucky coin that I have to re-roll it because I don't like a 6 on the die.
Nah.
All right, that's significantly better. That'll be an 18.
Okay. As you look and you see nothing, you take a moment and you have this little sound that comes into your mind as if someone just fling the coin and then, oh yeah, you remember? It's the yellow and black with purple dots flag in the back over there. So I see. There's a little bit of recognition in your eyes. So I get it that you know where you have to go now.
Raimi is going to just slightly dip his head down as he just starts moving toward that area.
All right. Well, remember, keep your head down. The height has been lowered to 5.5 feet. There was an incident. It's gonna be taken back to 5 feet, but probably in 2 weeks. So just make sure that just keep that slump. That should be fine. What about you, fine gentlemen? Well, I'm not sure about you. Does it work, gentlemen? She looks at you, Fisher.
Sure.
Okay. You never know.
Yeah. Thanks for checking. Yeah, we would also like to check in with. You said that the potion guy's coming back
Yeah.
around here in a
He's
minute.
Probably gonna be here in 1 or 2 minutes. I can see him. He's
Aye.
over there. Like, he's walking back towards us.
Was it
Well, in that case, the rest of you, why don't you follow Raimi if you want? I gotta talk to this guy real quick, and then I'll join up with y'all.
Isn't where Ruby's going like short, small?
Yeah. Audience, you want to stay with me so you don't have to duck for as long?
I would have to crawl. I'm gonna stay with you.
I mean, we're gonna have to go in there anyway, but
I'll ask the chick what I need to ask her before I leave.
Okay.
So I have 2 things I would like to ask you about.
Yes.
First thing, I have this ball on a chain. It is my weapon. It also is a home for my elemental. I bring it out a little bit and show it to her.
Okay. You know you're missing the weapon itself. That might be the problem.
Wait, what?
Well, you said it's a weapon, but it looks just like a broken headpiece of a mace. You're missing the rest of the weapon.
Oh, it's tied to my silks. It's a long story. All right, but
Well, your silk is not that long, but you know, I understand.
it's like it's longer than you. Okay, all right. Next thing, I need to know if you guys could make a more sturdy house for this little one for me to use as a weapon, and it to also be a comfortable house for my elemental friend here.
Sure. I'm sure you can find someone who's going to do that. Remain on the side of those who mostly work with weapons, with the metals. That's slightly to the right. You're not wearing anything blue. We've had a big problem with that in the last few weeks.
Yeah, nothing blue.
Okay,
Pink,
that's good.
But no.
No, you just go there and you just start asking around. Someone's gonna be able to do something. I mean,
All right.
a small house, how hard can it be?
All right. Oh, okay. Next thing. Do you know anyone around? Could you point me in the direction of someone who could make me a magical mask?
She turns around slowly. I mean, you're gonna have to be more specific.
Okay. So, I'd be designing the mask, like what it looks like. Okay. Now it's a mask that could help me, understand and speak languages more charismatically.
Sure, I'm sure someone can help you with that.
Same area?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want the mask made out of metal, you just keep going to that area. That works fine. If not, well, you can just go anywhere else. There's wood, exotic material, and metal. So if you want it from an exotic material, I mean, if you ever had the chance of wearing underwear made out of nymph hair.
Would silver be exotic, or is that just metal to you guys?
Yeah, it's just metal. There's nothing exotic about it.
All right, sounds good. I will be off then. You said that direction, right? Is there anything I gotta look out for?
Flying objects, mostly.
All right, I'll keep my head down then. Start heading off in that direction to the metal.
Somebody should go with him.
I guess I can go with them. I mean, I don't need to. And that way's less short.
All right.
Still want to duck a little bit.
Yeah.
And before the potion guy shows up, I'll ask her, has anybody here been able to work with any Daharkaneth yet?
Sure.
Anything
You're gonna have to be more specific.
productive? No. How anything turned up that works well?
I mean, everything works well.
Fair enough. Has anybody been specializing in it, or has it just been a general free-for-all?
Well, yeah, no, sure. There's been a cousin of mine actually. We all call him Green Pine. Just don't look at his head too much. You can understand as soon as you see him. But yeah, no, he's a bit at the back, not too far. Just before you get the warning about the height. Like I said, your friend, they're gonna say 5 feet, but for the next 2 weeks, it's 4 feet and a half. So, but yeah, it's just before that. He's been doing research on it. I'd just be careful, look around, be mindful of your environments.
Yep. Standard operating procedures in here.
I'm gonna ask though, have you been sneezed on by a griffin?
No.
Then you should be fine.
Good to know. Jorg? Been sneezed on by a griffin?
No.
Alright. Sounds like we're good.
Well, actually, with humans, I'm not sure it's the same thing, but should be same. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Alright. Fair enough.
I don't think I'm wearing any blue either.
That's alright. If you stop there, you're not gonna have a problem with blue. If you go a little bit beyond, that's. And actually, in that direction, we've had problems with more than one color. So just be mindful of that if you decide to go a little bit further. So, anything else?
Got it. No, I think that's. Do you know where the gnome that was working on the explosive bricks?
She turns around.
In the same spot?
Oh, you can always go there. If he didn't blow himself up, it's going to be the same place.
Fair enough.
There's a bit of a rotation, if you blow your stuff up, they take you
Oh, you get a
somewhere else.
worse workstation.
Well,
Or is it better?
No. Actually, it doesn't. It's nothing to do with the workstation itself. They just take you away for healing and gathering stuff up, and usually someone's gonna take the place while you're away, and so you generally just have to find a new place.
Wait for the next one to blow up, and then you take their spot.
Yeah. I mean, we've got more gnomes than blown up places, so
I guess as long as it works.
yeah. You hear. Just 2? She looks at the board. Oh, no. Well, we're going back from 20 to 1.
I gotta wait for the potion dude.
Oh, he just arrived. This conversation's been lasting longer than I said, so he's just arrived.
Yeah. Hey. It's been a bit. Sorry about my slip up. Say it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
You made any progress with the that yellow potion? One that made you lose all your spells?
A bit. I mean, it's usable now. But if you want one, you're gonna have to be forgiven.
Mm-hmm. And how can I do that?
Well, usually I say take 1 potion and you get 1 free. So I say take 2 potion and you get 1 free.
Seems like a fair trade.
I see. And the 1 free being...
What you just asked. I don't know, I can... Nope.
Developed it.
Sorry, I didn't get what you said. There was a little freeze from Skype itself.
Why don't I start with 1 to be forgiven, and then we can talk about what that 1 does now, and whether or not I want to take another 1 to get it.
Alright, well in that case, we're gonna take from the special stash. Puts the tray down. You open his jacket. There's a little row of smaller, just vials. But they all have different colors. They're organized in the colors of the rainbow.
Jorg, how do you feel about lying?
Feel pretty good about it.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening.
So?
Do you have a preference? Or is this decision on me? I'm talking to a gnome. I might pass Jorg.
Take whatever you want. This is the special ones. There's
Jorg,
a reason
what's your
why
favorite
they're
color?
just a little bit.
Favorite color? Blue.
Blue. Alright then.
What's your favorite color?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like a green, like a deep, like ocean green.
Nice.
I'll take the blue.
Alright.
Alright. Takes the blue one, shakes it hard. There you go.
I'll unstopper it. Look at Jorg. Don't freak out if something weird happens, but also at the same time, help me out.
Sounds good.
I'll see if Terry gets a brother. I'll down it.
All right, so you uncoil you.
I love these things.
You smell it. You smell it. Jeez Louise, that smells horrible. Ah,
Use bless on you, me, and Rainy.
it's like you've smelled
I don't think
every single stinky cheese all at once.
this is just blue cheese in a blender, is what he gave me.
Okay. There's not a lot in it. Drink it?
Yep. Wait, first, because it is blue, does it look like the stuff the bartender gave me? If
No.
it does, I'm gonna try a different color.
No, there's not a shimmer in it.
Okay.
It looks like
I already
blue
did
paint.
that one. Okay. Then, yeah, down the hatch.
Alright, so it's...
George, did you say you cast Bless?
Yeah.
Noise.
So you take... Alright, so Jorg casts Bless on you and you take the paint.
I know.
Alright.
I'm
So...
Tomorrow.
Sorry?
I don't think he was talking to us.
Okay.
I think Toby's...
Alright, so... Roll a D100 for me.
Ooh, D100.
Yeah.
Here, pull one out. Not something I was expecting to need. Uh, 50.
50. Alright.
Perfectly in the middle.
Alright. Okay. Then roll a D12.
12.
Okay. I like it.
Oops, out a sister.
I lose 12 levels and die.
All right, that's always interesting. So I like it when people roll maximum value because it gives me so much freedom.
Fun stuff.
Okay. So you drink it and it's extremely thick. It's like literally drinking blue paint. The thick kind of paint that sticks to almost anything. It oddly doesn't taste like what it smells. It feels like you're chewing on... Well, Fisher wouldn't know what that word is, but you will. You do. It's sort of like you're chewing on rubber. Fresh rubber that's been going on the asphalt for a while. This kind of tastes...
The idea of chewing something after you drink it.
Delicious.
It's the taste of it.
Okay.
It's sort of like chewing on rubber that's been rolling on asphalt for a few hours, but new rubber, you know? There's that element of... okay.
I used to chew on Lego tires as a kid, so, you know. I know what you're talking about.
You have to swallow twice for it to completely go down. You wait for a moment. Nothing seems to be happening. Nothing happens. But you get this weird feeling like something just got sent into time. You have this impending doom feeling of... Have you ever played Earthworm Jim?
I would not.
When you start on level 1, you see a cow in the road, and there's a plank under it. You jump on the plank, and the cow goes up. And you read on the screen, cow launched. And throughout the entire game, you always see the cow go... You have that feeling that's slipping.
Something's up in the air.
Yeah.
It hasn't come down yet.
Because it's been sent through time.
Look to Jorg. Well,
I'm not dead.
Look good to me.
It feels like I'm fine now. But whatever this is actually going to hit me later. At some point.
I know that feeling.
Now that I'm actually thinking about it, probably wasn't a great idea to do this before going to the body modification done.
And just so that you get this this accurate feeling of impending doom, I rolled a natural 20 on my side. So,
uh-oh.
That's kind of impending doom. Something's been launched in time.
Let's see.
All right.
Well, does that help
maybe...
you at all? And I'll look at the gnome.
We'll see when it happens.
Yeah, I guess.
When you get your body repaired, do they flush your fluids or anything? Maybe you'll get it out of your system.
Get detox.
Maybe. I'm not sure how
Fisher's a car now.
that works. Yeah, change the oil.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going in for an oil change. Get my tires rotated.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I rotate my tires whenever I drive.
in that case, how'd the other potion come along?
I adjusted it for more controlled effect. I mean, I'm sure you know about this, but casters, they sort of have these magical level of whatever they do that's sort of very common, and there's the uncommon level. So made sure that it's more easy to manage, so you got an idea of where it's gonna come from.
By that you mean the fart?
Yeah.
So it's still more of a prank thing then.
Well, the sensory effect, yeah, but the inside effect? I mean, how pleasant can it be to have a spell casting ability just, you know? Actually, you do know because it happened to you.
Yes, yeah. I remember. It was not... It's weird.
Relieving.
This is still something has to be taken as a potion.
Well,
Or
if you
think
want a free one,
used?
yeah, but if you want to pay, no.
If you
I think
want.
it could be used as a poison.
Probably more efficient
Something.
like this.
Then yeah. I could take some. What will it cost me?
Well, for minor spells, 100 for each level. So, you know, if it's the beginning level, it's 100. If it's the level after that, you know, level at which they like throwing fireballs, that's going to be 300. And just before the critical one, it's 500.
Could I drop that down a little bit by taking another one of these? I know you said I'd have to pay for the poison application version.
No, I could listen. If I said it in English and French, that's nice. Listen, if you take one of the unidentified, well, that shows courage, and it's very useful for us. So we're not gonna make you pay for it if you take one free. Only gonna make you pay for a potion if, you know, it's actually. But you can always come back later. You know, I'm still perfecting this. Maybe it's the cost gonna go up or down, but you know, I could make a rush on it. Maybe it's gonna just make sure that it works well, but price could go down. I don't know how to say this in a narrative turn. In metagaming,
Manufacturing costs will go down as
in metagaming. If you come back later, he sort of is saying that the price is going to reflect the level of the spell according to scroll base. So the price is not going to go up as fast. I just can't figure out how to say this in RP terms. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah, I think I'll come back.
Okay.
But yeah, keep working on it because I've definitely been running into a decent amount of spellcasters.
All right. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna try to put this in a more poisonous way. And all right then. And don't forget to tell me when this hits you back. I want to know.
Yep. I'll watch out for it. I'll turn to Jorg. You want to go fire Raimi?
Yeah.
All right. So.
Walk off in his direction.
Yeah.
And crouch.
And then squat.
Yeah.
So like a squat, like duck walk.
So basically, essentially, everyone is going in the same direction, roughly, toward the back. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody's wearing blue.
Well.
Yes.
Someone drank blue. We're gonna see if it has an effect.
And it's on the inside. It's gonna turn me blue as soon as we get into that area. Just all blue.
I'm not gonna give all of the answers to that, but let's just say that the D12 represents when this comes back. I'm just not saying
And then your role is the power of what happens when it comes down.
So I'm just not telling you what's written next to each one of the. Just that the D12 was when it come back. So
it's gonna be a while, and it's gonna hit hard.
All right. Well, since we are nearly an hour over time, I'm not going to force any of you to keep on going for tonight. We'll leave the impressive walk through the back part of these shop for the next one. And actually, we're going to start in that intriguing part of the trek to the goblin shop. Not goblin shop, gnomish shop. Sorry, I've been playing World of Warcraft. But yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you are getting tired right now, and so am I. But good news, my seemingly concussion seems to have passed. So, thank you for paying attention to this.
How'd you get a concussion?
I ran into a wall, quite literally.
Oof.
The good news
the
is
old-fashioned way.
The good news is that I didn't break the ceramic tile.
Yeah, that's good.
Little accident while I was taking my shower. Something went wrong and I went flying. I was a little bit scared when the stream started because I was feeling a lot of bad side effect. But most of them seems to have cleared out. I'm still a bit feverish, but
yeah.
At least I don't feel the stiffness in my neck anymore.
That's good.
Yeah.
It is good.
So, thank you, Sam, for keeping a good watch on me. I sent him a note at the beginning warning him, just in case, because it happened to me once before, and that ended up in the hospital. So just in case, I warned him. He's been watching over me.
Pass out midstream. Here's the Canadian emergency number.
Actually, I gave him the number for my parents, who would have been able to do something about this.
Smart. Yeah. Sam sitting here calling 911. You're like, what do you want us to do about that?
I don't know. Fly out to Canada.
Yeah.
All right. So, and a good proof that the stream is a good place. It's a good place to end the stream. My second screen has just died. It's gone black. So even my computer feels like it's a good place to end.
Yeah, I had to drive back up to my house and put my phone on the charger.
All right. So, intriguing things happened tonight. Not everything that I wanted to. I was really hoping to finish the trek to the Gnome, but it always takes a little bit more time. All right, so thank you all for watching.
Now we have more time next time to explore it.
And everyone's going to be together, which is always better when you're in a group. It's more fun.
My bad, guys.
That's right.
You're pulling pro gamer
Jordan
moves.
doesn't like organized religions. Your church is getting too big.
Oh. And you can just hop on the Fisher train and be like, I don't like the church, but you know, the work is decent. So
yeah, I like fighting things, and I don't like the hunter god, so I'll stick around.
I still think that his religion's a pushover at the moment.
What does that mean? A push?
He still thinks about the religion as when he did when he first started joining you.
Okay.
is suggesting that the other gods are going to push down this other god at the playground, and it's going to cry and hold its knee because it got scuffed on the dirt.
Yeah.
Why are you talking
That's
about
what words in
knees?
its mouth, but I'm assuming.
My knees also got scuffed from my fall.
That's because the master plan hasn't been revealed yet.
Yeah. No, see, that's the problem. That already happened, and now it's scheming to get back at them.
Jesus.
All right then.
Wait, are we the bad guys?
The green
Not
dragon.
yet.
The green dragon
Not yet.
tried to bring cyanide cookies to class the next day.
Depends on how
The
you look
audience
at
is
it.
gonna get too strong, and there's gonna be like a freaking. There's gonna be like us against him eventually, and it's gonna.
Well, it depends. I've been throwing stuff in audience's way to force him to think. So maybe at one point you're gonna become the bad guys, or maybe audience is gonna have a really nasty choice to make at one point.
Right after he's established this like massive religion with a massive military force behind it.
Yeah.
So
I feel
yeah,
like he's gonna try to kill us.
maybe one of those last few goals at the end is going to be taking down the religion he made himself.
We just gotta, you know,
Well, to be
be,
fair,
be good
I am
friends.
establishing it under a far more benevolent dragon on this isle, so
That's
technically I could still turn that into a good thing over
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah, and it would fit audience. You know, the silver dragon is known to be a female dragon, so it, in a way, fits audience better.
I mean, sure. I don't know if audience is that much of a word that I can't say on Twitch, but yeah.
All right, so. Da-dum.
Just gotta make sure to teach him some morals before level 20.
We're gonna turn to Star Wars all over again.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, so thank you for watching. I know that the episode was a bit slower, but now everyone is finally back together, and it was still worth it. I believe that audience's plan was entertaining to watch, at least. And audience gets so few moments like this, so it's always a good thing when he gets one.
That's how D&D is. You gotta swing the spotlight around.
Yeah, absolutely. Except that someone that is really good at doing this managed to do all of this in a single session, while me, I do it on 3 different sessions. So but yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so like I said, thank you all for watching. If you want to support us, as always, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can support us by making also a donation, becoming a Patreon, or subscribing. And of course, if you can't do any of that, if you don't like following people, if you don't like leaving comments, if you don't like giving donation, giving money, you can always help us simply by spreading the word. Because if you can't help us, someone else might. If nothing else, it's always more fun to watch at the chat when there are people talking. So. And that is it for tonight. Thank you for watching. As always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night, and see you next Wednesday, or maybe next Friday if you're watching the rebroadcast. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Tenai.
Yeah.